Hey guys, welcome to my kitchen. This week we're still working with our butter cookie dough, but we're going to try to make pinwheels. This is where you have two different colors of dough and lay them on top of each other, roll them up, then make slice and bake cookies we're going to try. This is that butter cookie recipe. We'll be sure to post the recipe link, but I have my cream or white base that's plain, and then I took some and put red food coloring in it because I want them to look kind of like candy cane stripes. But I found that the dough has to be really firm when you go to cut and bake it, because then it gets all squishy because there's so much butter in it, and you can't pick up the dough once you've cut them out to bake them, get them on a cookie sheet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll the dough out. I'm going to put the red on top of, or vice versa. I'm going to layer them. We're going to roll them up, and we're going to see what it looks like. So this is a trial for both of us, and we'll practice together. We'll see what we can do. Now this is I added almond flavoring to this batch, and I'm hoping it's going to be really, really yummy because I love almonds. And I love the flavor of almonds. It's so good. It's like that hazelnut. Now, this is the red. And it doesn't have to be exactly the same proportion. You know, it doesn't have to match that shape exactly because we're going to cut it, and I'll show you how. I should have really rolled it into like a rectangle, and I can do this. The dough is very, very, very forgiving. It's just a matter of working with it. And all those little lines will go away once we get it to slice and bake. Now, I still want this to be more of a rectangle. Should have done him over to the side, but we're still going to work with it, see what we can come up with. It's so pretty. I love this red tint. I used a lot of food coloring, or it's that gel stuff. I'm not used to dyeing dough any kind of color, so it's just a matter of practice. I mean, you could go green, red and green. You don't have to leave one of them white. You know, you can make it any color you want. Now let's see how close we are to being the same. I think that works. Yeah, it looks good to me. I don't know what that is. We'll get rid of it. Okay, so what I'm going to do, and I don't know, let me fix this. There, that's better. Now, you see I've got the white on the bottom, or cream, and then I have the red. And what I'm going to do is just like jelly roll. You know, I'm going to roll it up. Let me get my little dough scraper thing here. An offset knife or anything would work. I did not put any extra sugar or flour down, and I could have. I probably should have. Now, see, I've got red all over my fingers. When you use the dye, to dye the dough, be sure to wear a glove because that stuff will get everywhere and all over you. And then you'll be red, just like I was. Now, what you have to do is you have to do this in 2 stages. I've made my roll. And then we're going to have to chill it so that we can do slice and bake. And then I'll slice off the ends that don't match. And we'll roll it out a little thinner. And then we're going to roll it, we're going to wrap it in saran wrap, put it back in the fridge. Now I'm going to put it in the freezer just because I want to work it today. But you could put it in the fridge, couple hours, overnight, 2 or 3 days. You can do this in stages. You don't have to do it all at once. You can just, and now we're going to have us some slice and bake cookies. So let me put it in the fridge and we'll check it and we'll come back. Thank you guys. Okay guys, we're back. We have refrigerated our cookie dough that we made our roll, our slice and bake. Now, you see, the end didn't meet because, you know, they were offset, but that's okay. We're going to cut them off and we'll use that dough anyway. See, it's got a hole, but I can either bake it like that. We'll do that. We'll see what happens. And you'll see how fat it is on one side and skinny on the other. But see, it's beginning to form the circles and the swirls. So excited. Now this is just slice and bake. And we can just slice them and then we're going to bake them. But see how pretty that turned out? And see how easy that was? It was just layer. This roll mat I can cut on, so I love that. But I cannot cut on my mat. Let's see. Now, let's cut some of these up. I've already got some in the oven cooking. I'm going to do some thinner than the others because I want to see how they cook. I just don't know. And we're going to cook Mr. Holy Circle over here. But I just think it's so cool how it made it all on its own just because of the way we did that dough. Let's see, can you see? Yeah, there you go. Now, so this you can just slice however many you want, just like a tube of slice and bake cookies. Just slice off however much you want, all of it. You could get super fancy and have 3 layers of color. Whew, that'd be a hot mess. All right, let's put these in. Wait, I'm all over. Sorry, my bad. Now, we're going to let this cook. Jesus has got our timetable going for us. Now, let's see. I did earlier, while I was letting this refrigerate, which I'm not going to bake them all right now, so I'm going to wrap him back up. Now, I refrigerated it for a couple of hours. Like I say, you can put this in the freezer. You know, if it's going to be more than a couple of days, more than 3 or 4 days, I'd put him in the freezer. Just wrap him up, stick him in a Ziploc, call it done. And then you can have cookies whenever you want. But I made some gingerbread cookies earlier. I don't know if this guy's going to hold together or not. Let me look here. That I wanted to show you how I decorated it. Well, there's one of them. He's naked, or plain. We won't say naked. We can't say that, you know, because of children. He has on no clothes. He is plain. He just got out of the bathtub. That's what he did. And I made some gingerbread stars. But I wanted you to see. This made a big one, but he looks like he's going to fall apart. He has a crack. But I don't know if you can see it or not. I gave him gingerbread pajamas with pink fuzzy booties. And I painted our wreath that we made with all the circles. I don't know. The lighting is horrible. Let me find a better spot. Maybe. No. Here, let me do this. Maybe you can see it better that way. All those little cutouts from the other wreaths, we made our circle. I did some pink icing and pistachios. So it turned out great. But I have to say, I love our tree. See how pretty he turned out? And all his little icing and his little snow with those little glitters. I think he's great. It takes, that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cookies. So no, this will be the kind of cookie I want to say, I only had 1, and you really had 10. Well, you know. But now, see, he turned out kind of cute with our sugar icing. But we've got just a few more minutes on the oven on that first batch. We'll see what they look like. Let me turn this back up. Using my laptop, could you not tell? So let me see what these look like. Oh, they're gonna be pretty. And they definitely do puff out. I'll show you. But I would do them a little thinner. And again, it really just depends on how you like your cookies. If you like them crispy, do them thinner or just cook them longer. Or if you like them soft and chewy, then I would do them a little thicker. And I don't know, I have to measure. You know, I don't know measurements. 1/4 inch is a little thin. So I would do definitely a little bit thicker than that. Now, let me find my pot holder. Then next week, we are going to try something different. I think I'm going to give you a surprise. We're going to try to have a couple different things to do that the kids can do, whether they're big or small. All of us are children. So, but let me look at these in the oven. I want you to see how they're baking. They're not quite done. But look how pretty, see? And this is the one with the hole, or this is the one, this was the other end I did first. But look how pretty that swirl. See that swirl? That turned out really pretty. Oh, that looks like a candy cane, upside down. But the tighter you roll it, the better your circle is going to be, or your swirl, I should say. Those aren't quite done. But you can tell on the way you roll them up. And that's why when I did my 2 layers, I did my yellow or my plain, and then I did the red. And then I rolled it and rolled it. Once I got them up and rolled them together, I pushed out my wok. That's to get all the air out of it. But see how pretty that is? That turned out really, really good. I like it. This side is a little squishy because I used the serrated knife, which cuts a little bit better. But I also jiggled it, so it kind of messed up. Now, see, that's a prettier, see? And then I'll show you on this side. Square it up and do it straight instead of sawing. Sawing does not work. But see, that is so cool. I love that. I love how that does. Don't tell anybody. I love raw cookie dough. But you see how it goes. It's so much easier to do one batch of dough, have it in the fridge, and then you can do whatever you want. And these, they're going to turn out so pretty. You don't have to frost them. You don't have to put anything on them. You can if you want, but they're pretty by themselves, and they taste delicious. These are almond. You could do peppermint. You could do orange or lemon, any flavor you wanted. Or you could do 2. The cream, the plain, could be vanilla or lemon, and then the pink or red could be, say, orange flavored, or the other way around. And when you roll them up and you eat them, you get 2 flavors. How cool is that? Until next time, we do want to see your pictures, so everybody post, and we wanted recipes too. So I hope you enjoy it, and until next time, Merry Christmas. See you later, guys. Bye.